Hello, my name is Tracy Allen, and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. Now, we have a family picnic get-together outside that we're going to do here this evening at my son's house, actually. And so one of the things I thought might be fun for the kids was a different twist on strawberry pretzel salad. Now, you can make it with the strawberry crust and the jello and all that in a 9x13, or you can do this and the kids can kind of help, or you can do it on your own, but the kids seem to have more fun with it. So we're going to take kind of inspired by walking tacos, we're going to do some walking strawberry pretzel salads. So you can see I've taken the small bags of pretzels, and mini pretzels would probably work better just because they're smaller around. But they didn't have those, so I got dots because we like dot pretzels anyway. So I got the bags, and they come in a package of 12. So I doubled that because we've got several people. So inside those, well, actually, I crushed them up. I'll show you how I did this. I'm gonna use the whole bag anyway, I think. I took the individual bags. And I took my my meat mallet, and I just crushed those up gently. I don't have to totally pulverize them. And then my kitchen shears, and cut across the top. And then you'll fold down the top edges of the pretzel bag all the way around. And you'll need to get like a cake pan or a casserole dish that has sides on it to set these in, just so they won't spill, and then you can set those down in. And I think I'm just going to do 12 in that one, and then 12 in the one that's underneath it. So I've got those ready. Then I'm going to take some cheesecake instant pudding, and since I'm doubling, I'm going to use 2 of those. And when I first did this, as usual, I dumped part of it on me and on the floor, and which was really fun to clean up. Okay. And I have 4 cups of cold milk that I'm going to put in that. So then I need to whisk this for about 2 minutes, and then I need to put it in the refrigerator until it starts to set, so that'll take about another 5 minutes. So I will come back after whisking for 2 and letting it set in the refrigerator for 5 more. Okay, so we're back, and our cheesecake pudding has set. We whisked it for 2 minutes, let it set in the fridge for 5 so that it would set up. Now we're ready to take it, and we're going to divide it evenly between our bags of crushed pretzels. So I'm just going to put a couple spoons in each bag, and I went with 20 or 21 of the bags because I wanted to reserve one just in case some of the kids don't want to eat the salad, or I did take one to use as a garnish. So I'm going to put the pudding in each one. I'll just show you with a small container before I do the other one. And then on top of each one of those, I'm going to take strawberries. I took a large container of strawberries. I actually did more than what I needed to for the recipe, but I figured we'd eat them anyway. But I cut those up into small pieces, so now I'm going to put some in each one of our walking strawberry salads. I have plenty, so you don't have to be stingy. You'll need to have spoons around so they can eat these. Okay, and then on top of each one of those, I'm gonna put a little bit of whipped cream. Side here is kind of smushed. And it'll take, I have a large container of whipped cream out, but it'll take about 2 cups of it to finish a double recipe. And that one. Then if you want to, this is what I reserved 1 bag of the pretzels for. You can take some of those that you've crushed up and just as a garnish, put that on top. Then you'll need to refrigerate these till you're ready to serve. Then they can grab them, grab a spoon, and enjoy. Good morning and welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I'm getting ready to make a pie that one of my sisters is just crazy about. I don't make it very often, which I don't know why, because it's a great summer pie especially. But it's a sour cream peach pie, and I have always made it with fresh peaches. Maybe you could use canned peaches. I'm just not crazy about canned peaches. And all fresh peaches are not created equal either. So make sure you get a peach that will come off the pit fairly easily. Some of the store-bought peaches you find get fibery before they get ripe, so I would steer clear of those. But anything from an orchard or freshly picked, and it is coming into peach season right now. Even Sam's Club, which is kind of weird, even though it's a store-bought peach, Sam's Club normally carries some pretty good peaches, and the white peaches work with this as well. So anyway, so that's the peaches. But what you will need to gather for this peach pie is you need 6 cups of, 4 cups, 6 usually, average size peaches that you sliced up. You're gonna need a cup of sugar, some flour, an egg, vanilla, salt, and sour cream. And then you'll need some items for your topping as well. You'll need some more sugar, some flour, some cinnamon, some cold butter that you cut into cubes, and then your pie crust as well. Now I've already gone ahead and prepared a flaky pie shell with just a 1 crust shell. The recipe for that pie shell is on YouTube on some of my other pies that we've done, so you can either follow that one, you can do your favorite, whatever your favorite pie shell is, or you could even use a store-bought one, even though I'm not crazy about some of those. Anyway, so I have my peaches, my 4 cups, my 6 peaches that I've sliced up, and I've got 1 cup of sugar, but I only need 1/4 of it for right now. So I'm gonna sprinkle that over my peaches. And then stir that in. And then I'm gonna just set this aside for a little while. Now I did, when I peeled my peaches, they were really juicy peaches, which is a good thing. But I was afraid that there would be too much juice and that the pie would be a little runny. So I've taken some of the peach juice and reserved it in case I decided I wanted it later. Move my coffee out of the way. It's still morning. I'm still nursing my coffee along. So in another bowl then, while that's working, I'm going to go ahead and add my 2 tablespoons of flour and the rest of the sugar that I have in that 1 cup. And then I'm going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of, or 1/4 teaspoon, excuse me, of salt. Out of my crock, get the lid back on. I am going to put my egg in there. and then the vanilla, and it takes a half a teaspoon of vanilla. So in my bowl, I have my flour, my egg, my vanilla, my salt, and the remaining sugar. So I'm going to stir that together. Just to get that egg incorporated into those dry ingredients. And I'm going to fold in my sour cream, and it calls for 1 cup of sour cream. Help if I use my right hand since I am right-handed. My oven is preheating to 400 degrees. We're going to start this pie out at 400 degrees and bake it for 15 minutes before we put the topping on it. And then we'll pop the temperature up, or we'll drop it down to 350 after the 400, drop it down to 350, let it bake for 20 minutes more. And then we're going to pop the heat up to 450 when we put our topping on. So there's the cream mixture with the sour cream in it. Now I'm going to add my peaches. And I honestly don't think I'm going to need that reserved peach juice because, like I said, these are really juicy peaches. And then this goes in my pie shell. Let me move this over here just a little bit. So we have made, for our videos, we've made a couple cherry pies, we made strawberry pie, we made a triple berry pie, I made a bumbleberry pie, fresh raspberry pie, and now the peach pie. So the only ones I haven't gotten to yet are true cream pies, and we have some of our favorites, so I will share those with you. I just haven't gotten to them yet. So this goes in the oven at 400 for 15 minutes. Then I'm going to drop the temperature to 350 and let it bake another 20. Okay, so our sour cream peach pie is in the oven baking at 400 degrees, and then I'm going to drop the heat to 350 like I said just a little bit ago. But in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and get the topping ready that goes over this. And then I'll bake that again for about 15 more minutes. So and obviously this is one of those pies that you're gonna have to store in the refrigerator. So in my bowl, I'm going to mix a 1/3 cup of flour. Better get a spoon. And a 1/3 cup of sugar. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm going to mix those up first. So I have cinnamon in all of it. And then I've gone ahead and I've taken my 1/4 cup of cold butter and I went ahead and cubed that up, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that into this mixture to make it crumbly. So I'm going to use my pastry blender. You could use a fork. You could use a couple of knives, whatever, however you like to cut in. But I like using my pastry blender. When it starts out cold, it's easier to cut, but it's a little harder to cut in. Okay. So once that's all crumbly, we will put it over the pie when it's done with the cycle of baking that it needs to do. All right, our sour cream peach pie has baked first at 400 degrees for 15 minutes, then I dropped it down to 350 and went another 20-25 minutes just till it's set, so it's kind of a custard. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put that topping on that we made. with the flour, sugar, and cinnamon, and then the cut-in butter. I'll put this all over the top, and then we'll put it back in the oven at 450 for about 15 minutes, or until it's at least browned. And then this pie will be ready to cool and refrigerate until we're ready to eat it. Sour cream peach pie. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.